Hey guys, welcome back to Messy Momma Monday. I'm Kayla, and today I'm going to talk to you about something. It's in marriage and something that all couples struggle with, including me and my own husband. But we were reading our devotion last week, and something like really stuck out with me, and I wanted to share that with y'all. If you don't know who Tony Evans is, I strongly suggest that you look him up and you find out everything you can about him, because he's an amazing man of God. He's a pastor, he's a writer, he's a speaker, and I've seen him speak, and I own quite a few of his. I'm looking at my books right now, his and his daughter's books. They're on my bookshelf right above me. But we use his Kingdom Marriage devotional by Tony Evans, and he also does men devotional called Kingdom Men, and there's a women's devotional called Kingdom Women. My husband has done Kingdom Men, and I've done Kingdom Women, and they're great, and you can use them at, you don't just, not just like a one-time use thing, you can just keep using them, because your life is like it comes in seasons. Everything changes at every point in time, so the questions are never going to be answered the same, and you're never going to perceive the information the same. So see, this is just a little devotional, and it's by Tony Evans. I don't remember how many are in here. Excuse me. Oh goodness, okay. So there's 90 in here, and we have not gotten to all 90, and we've had this for some time, because we're not perfect and we put things down, but we love this. We also use our couples devotional Bible, and I think it's NIV. Yeah, it's NIV, and it has our names on it. But in here is little devotionals, and I'll show you. This is the devotional page, and we do those every night, and not every night. I mean, we strive to, but sometimes we don't get to them, if I'm honest, because we're not perfect. But I wanted to share with you this one the other night, last week, and it's called Kingdom Couples Become One. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's something that stuck out with me. Marriage is not a solo, it's a duet. It takes husband and wife playing the same song, uniting as one single unit. Tragically, most people don't know what true oneness is. Oneness doesn't mean sameness. Oneness means working together towards the same goal. Couples working together toward the same goal will have to communicate, cooperate, and merge strengths while overlooking or overcoming each other's weakness. You are your spouse's partner. The stronger you are together, the stronger you will be as individuals. This not only requires time, it requires an authentic commitment. Marriage takes two individuals even stronger as one. And I love that. I love where it says oneness doesn't mean sameness, and that most couples don't know what oneness is. And that's true. So we discussed that the other night about what oneness is. So oneness doesn't mean sameness. It's not you both are the same exact person, do the exact same things all the time. And so I explained to my husband, I said, no, that it's true. It's not sameness. You can still be your individual selves, have your own opinions, but then when it comes to things like finances, children, how your marriage is going to operate, what things you want for your family in the future, that's where that oneness comes in. That's where you two need to come onto common ground and figure out what you really want and how you want that to play out. You can't have two different opinions on finances, on how you're going to spend money or how you're going to save. It's not going to work. We've done that. You can't have two different opinions on how you're going to raise your kids, because they're going to go to mom for one thing and dad for another, and it's never going to work out. Or mom says, yeah, you can do this, and dad's like, oh no, you can't. Or dad says, yeah, you can do this, and mom's like, absolutely not. That doesn't work for the kids. You have to have a common ground on discipline and all the things. And early in our marriage, we've been married for 10 years. We didn't have oneness. We grew up very differently. I grew up in a Christian two-parent household, And my husband grew up in a single parent household, and he was not a Christian. So when we got together, he wasn't a Christian, but a few weeks, not even like a few weeks, like a few months later, he dedicated his life to Christ. And even then, we still didn't have oneness because I was 19, he was 22. When you're that age, you don't really know where you're going. Like, I just got out of the house, like, what, 6 months ago from my parents' home. And so I was trying to navigate what I believe, what I think is right, what I want to do in my life, what I see for my family. And he had been living that way for a few years. So there was a time, I think it was like for at least the first 3 years, maybe up to 5, where we would argue about finances, argue about the kids, because we had kids right out from the beginning. And there wasn't a whole lot of oneness. There was definitely no sameness, and that's fine. You don't have to be the same person doing the same thing with the same thoughts. But you do have to come to common ground and have oneness together on the things that need that. So we didn't have that because we were Christian, but we weren't living the Christian lifestyle, and we didn't have God in our marriage, and we definitely didn't have this to help guide us. Like, that wasn't a thing. So once you can set aside the differences and know, oh hey, I can still be my individual self and have my opinions and my thoughts and my concerns, and I should be able to voice those to my spouse and them not retaliate and say that they're right, then you get that oneness where you come together and you lead your family together, where you lead your finances together. Even if you're not working, I'm not working, he makes the money and I pay it, but we have a joint account because we're one. Like, his money is not his money, it's the family's money. But yeah, that just really stuck out to me, that oneness isn't sameness. And Tony is completely spot on with that. It's not sameness. You still need to keep your individual self and know who you are as an individual, and come together with your spouse where y'all can find common ground to have sameness on the things that count. And when y'all are one, when someone falls off, your spouse is there to pick you up. It doesn't matter if what it is. Like, when my husband's going through hard times, or he's not exactly in the word or following God, then I'm right there and I'm helping pick up the slack for his sake. And I do it because that's my job and I love him. When I'm falling off and I'm not where I'm supposed to be with God, he comes along beside me and picks me up and holds me up and gets me where I need to be. That's oneness. Like, we are together, we are doing things together, we are making life roll together, but it's not just 2 of us. There's 3 of us, because it's me, my husband, and God making this marriage work, making this family work, and making everything work. So I encourage you, if you and your husband or you and your wife don't exactly have oneness, try to find that. It's not easy. I mean, we went, what I'd say, like 3 to 5 years before we actually realized, oh hey, we should probably work together for this to pan out. But yeah, don't lose yourself. Keep your individual self. Don't confuse oneness with sameness. And above all, rely on God for all the things. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you next week.